Welcome back to the Thinking Crypto podcast, your home for cryptocurrency news and interviews. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button as well as the thumbs up button and leave a comment below. If you're listening on a podcast platform such as Apple, Spotify, or Google, please leave a 5-star rating. This content is brought to you by Uphold, which is a great platform that makes it easy to buy, sell, trade, and earn cryptocurrencies. They're an exchange I've been using for years. They have a great and easy to use app. And once again, they're one of my go-to exchanges for liquidity. They have some cool promotions they're running right now. Like you can trade Bitcoin with zero fees. So you can buy and sell and there are no fees for Bitcoin. They added Casper staking. So that's a great option there. And they also enabled withdrawals and deposits for Polkadot. So if you'd like to learn more, please visit the link in the description. All right, my friends. Huge news today. I'm actually ecstatic. This news is just massive, guys. Bank of New York Mellon, BNY Mellon, is becoming the first large U.S. bank to safeguard digital assets alongside traditional investments on the same platform. Guys, if you don't know who BNY Mellon is, it's America's oldest bank. It's the largest bank custodian. They custody traditional financial assets such as stocks, bonds, equities, and so forth. Now they're custodying crypto. The service was launched today specifically for Bitcoin and Ethereum. And this is a massive domino to fall. And as you can imagine, game theory will play out and other banks are going to follow suit. And to my OG subscribers, remember what we've been talking about for years? The white glove service that exists for the traditional financial markets will be built for crypto. All the banks, stock exchanges, and financial institutions will all get involved in crypto. It is happening. It's playing out right before our eyes. So here's the headlines from the Wall Street Journal. America's oldest bank, BNY Mellon, will hold that crypto now. Founded by Alexander Hamilton, BNY Mellon is the first large U.S. bank to safeguard digital assets alongside traditional investments. So here are some details, guys. BNY Mellon won the approval, of New York's financial regulator earlier this fall to begin receiving select customers' Bitcoin and Ether starting this week. The bank will store the keys required to access and transfer those assets and provide the same bookkeeping service on those digital currencies that it offers to fund managers for their portfolios of stocks, bonds, commodities, and other assets. The move marks an important milestone for traditional banks and their growing acceptance of digital assets as a legitimate market and a source of new business. While many Wall Street executives still question crypto's potential and aim to tread cautiously until Washington clarifies how the market will be regulated, firms have responded to calls from a growing number of large investment firm clients to step into their traditional role as intermediaries. Money managers have long relied on BNY Mellon and other custody banks for an array of vital, if humdrum, back office functions, such as tracking changes to the value of their assets. Until now, fund managers would have had to custody their digital currencies with a crypto specialist. BNY Mellon said it is the first of the 8 systematically important U.S. banks. Don't miss that statement there, my friends. First of the 8 systematically important U.S. banks to store digital currencies and allow customers to use one custody platform for both its traditional and crypto holdings. My friends, this is a massive domino that just fell here. And game theory will play out. The other banks are close behind. No one wants to get left behind here, guys. All the stock exchanges, all the banks, all the financial institutions will be offering crypto services. Mark it, book it. It's coming. And I've been talking about this for years. Many of my OG subscribers know about this, but it's happening, my friends. This is huge. And once again, this is a huge bank, the oldest bank, but the largest custody bank. And they've been around for a long time. And in fact, the news that follows this that I want to share with you guys is showing the power behind this and how the banking cartel does not want crypto startups to front run them on this. And this is why the SEC has been acting the way they've been acting. The incumbents are fighting hard. They're lobbying to try to slow this down, not to kill it, but to slow crypto down so they can take a position. And I want to play a clip here from Caitlin Long, who I've interviewed on the channel a couple of times. She's been trying to launch her crypto bank in Wyoming. Guess what? She's been roadblocked for 2 years. And the Fed, they've been, denying her applications, and she filed a lawsuit against them. And, she talks about how the Fed is putting out literature and comments saying, cryptos pose a financial risk to the market, blah, blah, blah. Then they go ahead and greenlight BNY Mellon, right? So let me play the clip here for you guys so you can hear it directly from her.
And it gets to the question of whether crypto truly is risky within the traditional banking system and the connectivity, because there was a major announcement this morning, which is that Bank of New York Mellon, which is, I believe, the largest bank in the United States by assets, has officially now entered Bitcoin custody. And the interesting question that is raised by that is that they are a bank holding company that is regulated by supervised by the Federal Reserve. My company, as you know, has a lawsuit against the Federal Reserve, and I am about to make some news. You will see a filing from my company in that lawsuit pertaining to the announcement this morning, because the Federal Reserve filed filings last week talking about the risk to the financial system from crypto. And then today, a Federal Reserve supervised bank holding company enters crypto. We've been waiting for 2.5 years to do that. And look what the Fed actually said last week versus what it did today.
Wow. Did you catch her comments there, guys? She clearly, I can tell she's not happy. And once again, she's filed a lawsuit and she's going to update it based on what the Fed did. And obviously, they're putting out narratives out there that how crypto is going to do this to the system. But you guys, this is how the system is. This is the machine, right? And this is why there's a lot of campaign donations and lobbying, and the incumbents are trying to slow this down. So that's why I've often encouraged you guys, make videos, tweet, contact your representatives, because we can at least use social media to our advantage to add pressure and put pressure on the members of Congress. And we've seen that, right, with the infrastructure bill, even with the SEC, where members of Congress started knowing that people are not happy about, what's happening. So clearly, these big banks, they are bullish on crypto, right? Clearly, BNY Mellon taking a position. We saw BlackRock take a position. We saw NASDAQ said they were going to launch their crypto custody. Citadel Securities, Charles Schwab, and Fidelity are launching a crypto exchanges. They know this technology is here to stay. This is the future. What they don't want is you and I making money off of it before them. They want you to come through them, and they don't want these crypto startups to front run them and gain market share. That's why they're blocking Caitlin's bank out in Wyoming, right? That's why the SEC's using regulation by enforcement. That is what is going on. So at the end of the day, you want to make sure you're buying the lows, dollar cost averaging, and being patient, because we haven't hit full mass adoption yet. It's coming, and the infrastructure is being built, the on and off ramps for institutional and retail. Here's some other big news today, my friends. This one is pretty big too. Google to allow some customers to pay for cloud services with crypto early next year via Coinbase. So essentially, Google has partnered with Coinbase. So here's the headline from CNBC. Google selects Coinbase to take cloud payments with cryptocurrencies and will use its custody tool. Here are the details. The Google Cloud Infrastructure, or Google Cloud Platform Infrastructure Service, will initially accept cryptocurrency payments from a handful of customers in the Web3 world who want to pay with cryptocurrency, thanks to an integration with Coinbase Commerce Service, said Amit Zaveri, Vice President and General Manager and Head of Platform at Google Cloud, in an interview with CNBC. Web3 is a buzzword that has come to stand for decentralized and distributed internet services that can't be controlled by big internet outfits such as Facebook or Google. Over time, Google will allow many more customers to make payments with cryptocurrency. Zaveri said Coinbase Commerce supports 10 currencies, including Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Dogecoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. And by the way, this is a kind of a mutual beneficial partnership, because Coinbase will move its applications to Google's cloud from Amazon Web Services. So they're leaving Amazon. Very interesting partnership here, guys. And kudos to the folks at Coinbase for getting this one. Big time partnership. And I think it's going to lead to more adoption of crypto, of course. And Amazon certainly is not going to like this. Maybe they're going to go partner with FTX, right? It's just game theory. They're not going to be left behind. And big move here. Now let's move ahead. The SEC and Gary Gensler are now targeting NFTs. SEC launches investigation into Bored Ape Yacht Club creator Yuga Labs. So unbelievable, guys. And I tweeted about this today where I said that, the SEC ignored Celsius Network, Voyager, and Terra Luna. And they're going after Kim Kardashian and monkey JPEGs. And they're putting Gary Gensler on TV saying they're protecting investors. Unbelievable, pathetic, disgusting. I can't believe it. So the SEC is launching an investigation into this. And let me give you some details. Bored Ape Yacht Club creator Yuga Labs faces a probe from the U.S. SEC. According to Bloomberg, the investigation is to inquire whether the Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT collection violated federal law. It says here, as per the details from the person familiar with the matter, the SEC is looking into the possibility of whether a few of the NFTs sold by Yuga Labs are similar to securities and whether they should follow similar rules. The SEC is also looking into how ApeCoin was distributed to owners of the Bored Ape Yacht Club and associated NFTs. The probe has not yet been made public, and the investigation doesn't prove that Yuga Labs has committed any misconduct. So Gary Gensler trying to go after low-hanging fruit to get the headlines while he leaves the big problems to let them collapse. Once again, the same agenda that I talked about at the beginning of the video. Slow crypto down so the big players can go in and scoop up and launch their services, not get left behind. But this is pathetic. They're going after NFTs now. Unbelievable. In fact, the other news today related to the SEC, they rejected another Bitcoin spot ETF application, this one from WisdomTree, citing investor protection. This is so lame. And I tweeted out about it, I tagged Michael Saylor and Max Kaiser. I said, Bitcoin maxis like Saylor and Kaiser think Gary Gensler is on their side. Gary keeps rejecting Bitcoin spot ETFs. He's trying to slow down all of crypto. It's not crypto. It's crypto versus the SEC, not Bitcoin plus the SEC versus crypto. So clearly, he doesn't even want to approve a Bitcoin spot ETF either. So you just see what is happening here. He's trying to roadblock this as much as he possibly can. We got some big news with Ripple, with ODL. They said welcoming 2 new ODL partners today, Lemonway as our first ODL partner in France, and Xboth, if I'm saying that right, as our first ODL partner in Sweden. Together, we're making it easier for consumers and businesses in these regions to make real-time payments around the world. Now, as many of you know, ODL uses XRP. For the people who don't know that, I'll read it off the press release. The new partnership sees Lemonway using Ripple's ODL, which leverages XRP for crypto-enabled payments to enhance its treasury payments process. So XRP, the token, will be used by ODL and by these companies. Now, here's some updates with the SEC and the lawsuit against Ripple. The judge, Judge Torres to be specific, she overturns the SEC's objection and grants iRemits and TapJet's request to file the amicus briefs in support of Ripple. Wow. Talk about L's being taken by Gary Gensler and the SEC. These judges, Judge Sarah Netburn and Judge Torres, they see the SEC's bullshit. They see through it. And it just takes common sense. There's no, feelings or emotions here. It's just the facts. And I'm so glad that they're exposing the SEC in different ways. Ripple CEO, he was on stage and at some conference today, and he said he expects an answer in the SEC case by the first half of 2023. So looking to see this thing wrap up early next year. Now, here, the U.S. Treasury fines crypto exchange Bittrex $53 million for violating federal sanctions. So not too many details here, but Bittrex, we haven't even heard much about them. I remember using them back in like 2017, 2018 as an option to get crypto, but they've kind of like, gone down a bit. You don't hear much from them. There's not much activity, but I wouldn't be surprised if somebody buys them and maybe FTX goes and scoops them up. And that's the news there, my friends. Well, actually, there's one more item here from Ron Hammond of the Blockchain Association. He said, this week in Congress and crypto, DC FinTech Week is here with a content-heavy lineup of various regulators and members of Congress speaking. This week, I want to highlight those in the crypto's policy space who may not be on stage today, but easily could be in the next few years. He said, it is important to highlight just how many policy issues there are today. Not too long ago, it was just Coin Center leading on crypto policy and education. As the industry has grown, so has the number of policy experts, with each having a particular niche. Let's meet them. He says, as a surprise to no one, I will start with the Blockchain Association. Many folks have heard of Jake Tversky and Kristen Smith, but I also recommend Marissa Tashman-Koppel, who has a deep background in litigation and the regulatory enforcement actions, and very timely with all the recent regulation actions. He says here, for those looking to build a large policy team, look to the success of companies like Coinbase and CirclePay. Circle in particular has made great hires with Zach Wong, who knows the U.S. banking regulatory regime well, and Patrick Hansen, who breaks down the EU policy, or all things EU policy. He says there's an old saying that states are the sandboxes for policy, and that holds true for crypto. With DC slower to legislation, many states are leading the way thanks to efforts from Lee Bratcher in Texas, has here, let's see, what's the name? Ari Seattle, doesn't have his full name, out of Washington. Dennis Porter, who's part of the Satoshi Act Fund. And it goes on and on. It's a very long thread, but he's just highlighting that things are progressing. There's more and more action, more talks about crypto, more members of Congress interested, and there are more people doing advocacy work. And it's really great to see the industry coming together and moving forward. So great news here. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think about the news. I mean, just huge news. BNY Mellon and this Google news with Coinbase. The future is bright. We just got to be patient and go through the bloody bear market. And yes, we got macroeconomic factors, but remember, it doesn't last forever. It just go back and study the past market cycles. Go back and look at 2008, right? Those who bought the bottom then, boy, did they make money when the bull market came back, right? Just go study it yourself. Do your own research. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think. Leave your thoughts and comments below. Hit the thumbs up button, share this video, and I'll talk to you all later.